Begin. Daisy Jones and the Six. I like it.
First thing I noticed was I highlighted where it mentions like um what are they called? The groupies. I remember I don't know if it was like a documentary that I had seen where I had seen like their names and stuff and like the different bands that they followed. Cause I remember falling into one of those like deep holes where I was Googling every single one of them
Hmm.
and just like looking up old photos and stuff like that. But I like remembered their names and I thought that was pretty cool. I have to look for it now because it's gonna kill me if I don't.
Yeah, I got confused if it like was it based on a true story or a true band,
Well, I
just
think
from
in the
like the format.
I think before and like was it the author's note? It's like she takes a real band, right? And like it's like because I think she tried to do interviews with different people that knew the band or Daisy. So
I
I don't know. I feel like it's partially real.
I think so. I got confused in this. I thought they were talking. It was more of an actual biography, but I think the author is making it believe, or like it's giving us a story that because in the beginning there's a person. What was her name? Elena. She's the one doing the biography. So it's not Taylor telling us the stuff. That's her name, right? Taylor Jenkins or something. It's not the author. It's like another person, like I'm the biographer, and I'm telling you the story of this band, but it's not real. It's based on the band. Apparently they said it was Daisy is a little bit around the whole Stevie Nicks and all that stuff. But it Daisy Jones and the Six is not a real band. That's what
I
I
was
heard.
very confused about all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it and then I reread it because then it tells you it's like we're getting a documentary. That's how I'm seeing it. I don't know if you guys have
But
seen.
that's not real, but like based
Yeah,
on something that actually happened. Because I know it was like an era, right? Where it's like all these like young girls were groupies. Like,
yeah.
so I found where the names Lori Maddox, Iggy Pop, and Sable Star, they're real people.
Those are yeah. Those are
They're
real
real.
people.
Yeah, that
Like
they were
when
like following famous bands when they were like 13, 14, doing drugs, like having sex with them. Like that's what I thought was like really cool because I'm like, oh, it's like taking actual like and it's
but
making its own story.
yeah. So that's what I thought was pretty cool too, where I thought I'm like, wait, Daisy actually like is real and
Mhm.
all these characters are real, but I don't think so. I think it's based off Stevie, or I read somewhere saying that it was inspired by Stevie Nicks and some I don't know why I keep thinking Fleetwood Mac, but that wasn't confirmed. I just read something about Stevie Nicks, which I
Mm.
think is kind of cool because that's a real person, but how much of this is actually real? I don't know.
That's what makes it cool. It's like combining reality with like, so it's like, I don't know. I think it's cool. Makes it feel more real.
Yeah. I don't know if I mean, you guys know I'm obsessed with Harry Styles, but he had a documentary for his first album. And this kind of reminds me of that where where he's mentioning a few things like, oh yeah, we did this for this video, and we did this for this song. And oh, we wrote that song like this. And we had like, or they had the different band members and people who have contributed, like the producers and stuff like that, talk. So as I was reading this, I'm like, this feels like I'm watching a documentary, which is kind of cool. Because at first I'm like, the way it's written or I see it, I'm like, what even is this? This isn't a book. This is like a script.
I was confused on when it even because you know how they have like prologues or they're just talking.
Yeah,
I didn't realize the book had started.
it's so different. I'm just
I
wondering.
wonder, like, I assume Daisy joins the Six,
Yeah.
the band, but I wonder how that's gonna go down.
I like Daisy because I feel I don't want to say pity, but it's kind of sad how she is just looking to be cared for because it seems like nobody really notices her besides like her looks, and she's kind of like, please notice me or actually care about me. And I think her friend Simone, she's like, I'm the only one, and I was like, oh, that must be sad. And then going into the whole industry, I'm like, oh, that could end up bad, you know. But I feel like she's a pretty good, strong character.
I like the references to like old bands like the Birds and Jim Morrison from the Doors. It's crazy. I read the biography of Jim Morrison. I think I got it at Phoenix Bookstore my first year, the second year of college, and it's just crazy.
My brother was in a like a heavy metal band
Oh wow.
like a few years ago, and they actually played at the Whiskey Go Go. One of the she mentions like the Riot House and Whiskey something.
I was wondering if that was real. So
It
those
is
are places?
It's a famous
So
venue in LA. I don't know about the Riot place.
the only one I recognized was the Roxy, I think.
Uh-huh.
That one's the only one that sounded familiar, and I was like, is this? So I was confused. I was like, real or not real?
I know we need Paula to come
Yeah,
down
give
because
us
she
a-
lives in LA. So.
give us the
Yeah.
LA history.
It was cool, like all the California, like Topanga Canyon, like I
Yeah.
know where that is.
Van Nuys, San Fernando Valley, all that stuff. It's kind of nice that they're throwing stuff that we kind of know. So then we're left wondering what is real.
Well, I think in a way it's good because it's really good because it's just so that you can actually picture real places. You know, most books when we read that are was it fiction?
Yeah.
Are
Fiction.
like completely made up. You know what I mean? Like I think the fact that it has like real people, real places, it just I don't know. Ah,
It's easier to get immersed in it when it's something like real that we can identify with more
mm-hmm.
Californians. Yeah, and then I was thinking, because aren't all of her characters like from the other books in this one? So
Mhm.
I was thinking, Camila, is that Evelyn's final lesbian lover? What was her name?
Oh, I don't know. It's been a minute since I've read
I
it.
know. I was like, I can't imagine her turning lesbian.
Judith, was
but
it
I
that
don't know.
you that video you sent me where it was like connecting characters?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
connecting
yeah.
characters, but I think it connected someone Rivera or Rivas, like the director or
That's
producer or something.
oh, I think that's the other book she did.
No, they mention.
Oh yeah, that guy was in the Evelyn one.
He wasn't in like the industry. I'm gonna have to look it up. Jesus.
Let's see. Yeah, that's. I think that's from. Well, that was a main character in Malibu Rising.
Yeah.
But I think did they
Oh,
mention him in
maybe
Evelyn Hugo too?
maybe it was in Malibu. I haven't read it, but I think I remember the video.
She does like to set her stories in California too because of the Evelyn Hugo. It's like Hollywood. This one's also LA, and then the other one Malibu Rising. So like they're mostly SoCal. Is she from SoCal, the author?
I don't know. I think
Well, they connect all her books are connected on a timeline. Like I think it's like where it's like a lot of characters overlap, or it might even be like around the same time, but like different stories happening at the same time. You know what I mean?
yeah, she lives in
Yeah.
LA.
Oh, her lover was Cecilia, not Camila.
Oh yeah. Cecilia sounds
Puzzler,
more.
puzzler.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like that. I'm not the type to read about like the celebrity life and all that stuff. And I mean the seven lives. Oh my god, the seven husbands. Hey, seven lives. The seven
He's a
husbands of
cat.
Evelyn Hugo. It was very like glam and very like the background of like,
Was it glam though?
no, that's what everyone who's not in that world sees or believes
Sees.
it to be. Exactly, which I like because I don't read those types of books. And the fact that I think this is just the type that she writes is kind of cool. Um, mm. And I just read it was based off or inspired by Fleetwood Mac, the band. Which makes sense because the Fleetwood people, the two guys, were brothers. So I think it's the Dune brothers. Let's see.
That's cool. So I wonder if she interviewed like people related to them or if she just
Mm-hmm.
totally made it up. I don't know.
She must have done a lot of research. Also, on a side note, my little cousin that's going to Cal Poly read Evelyn Hugo and she really liked it. And now her mom's reading it in Spanish, and I just discovered it this weekend, and she's close to the end. So I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, call me when you finish.
Don't you have to get like some sort of like what is it called? Like permission to be using celebrities' names? Or no?
I
'Cause
think
they
that's
use
why I think that's why she's not using the celebrity names.
well, she is.
Or you're saying like
Like
referencing
Iggy Pop.
She references like or like brings them up or something.
Well, I think if you're a celebrity, you have to allow that as long as it's not like slander.
that's what I was gonna
Mhm.
say. I
Some
feel
of them are
like
family too. So maybe it doesn't matter after they're not alive within reason.
Mm.
but isn't let me hold on.
Because I remember what was I watching? I was watching what
Was it,
was it? The
um,
Office, and then like referenced some like I don't know like a character or something,
Were you
and they're like,
watching
"Oh,
the
you have to give me the
Johnny
rights. You have to give me the
Johnny
rights
Depp
or whatever to be
trial?
able to use." I don't know.
I did a deep dive after seeing Bohemian Rhapsody, and I forget his name, but you know the guy's manager, how they kind of depicted him to be evil in the movie and just taking advantage of,
Mhm.
of Freddie. And the Wikipedia page, it said like the family didn't really like that, but I didn't know if there was something they could actually do about it because supposedly, like in real life, the relationship wasn't as like severe in that way, you know. But I think it just depends if they have like family that will also follow up on what's said if it's in negative light.
Mm.
I feel like even if you reference like how she was just saying names, I don't think you have to give them something for that. It's just because it's just a name. It's like me saying, "Oh, in the Grammys, Beyonce." Like you know what I mean? Like if someone's writing about that, I don't think they're gonna get like profit, benefit off of that. You're just, I don't know. It's quite interesting.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, she did a lot of research on Fleetwood Mac and other duos and bands.
What did you guys think of the romance of Billy and Camila?
Is that Billy's first girlfriend? Yes, right? Mm,
It's for serious relationships. I think we have like
mm-hmm.
a string of like just one night stands or very brief flings.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I want to say like it's technically his first like serious or like first love that he's just like super into, but then because of all the drugs and all that stuff and not having her there, he was tempted, which I'm not saying she has to be there to be like, stop, but I don't know.
I feel like 6 days wasn't enough to help with his addiction. I feel like it was just putting like a little band-aid on it.
I don't know if I like that she said, I give you up until like the baby is born. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. Like,
Mm.
that's not gonna help if you just continue doing, those bad habits.
Corina.
My fine motor skills are not very good right now. I'm not used to joining from the phone.
Yeah, at first I thought the relationship was cute, but then, when the pregnancy wildness was starting, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like it's it goes back to the whole generational trauma where he's like, his dad left them, and now he's like, I don't have a good example of a dad, so I'm gonna be bad. And then that's when I think he just started a spiral and he just lost it.
I agree.
I know part of me thought like maybe he'd leave the band, but I don't know because it's still called Daisy and the Six. So I don't know. I'm curious about that.
I feel like, I don't know. I don't
wonder
think
if
they're
they
gonna
would
end up together. I think they're gonna split.
I hope they stay together because I feel like that would be nice, but I was not having a lot of positive thoughts like that they will. But I wonder if Billy will leave. I feel like no, because the managers think he's like the it guy, right? They're like he's the one that has what you can't teach versus the others like they're good, but they don't have like the same persona or aura.
Hmm.
Like if Daisy joins them, are they both gonna be lead singers or
I feel like they would be doing a lot of duos or sharing the spotlight in that way. But I don't know why part of me is like something's gonna happen between Daisy and him. But then I'm like, no, they're gonna have a baby, or like they already had the baby. So I feel like they wouldn't go that route, or like he wouldn't go that route.
Maybe Billy really does check himself into rehab for a longer amount of time and Daisy kind of takes over for a bit.
What happened in the last chapter? Since I didn't read it. They haven't met.
No, yeah, it kind of talks more about how Daisy like she signs a contract without reading it, and then the company wants her to sing some ballads, but not in the style that she wants. They want her to be like more a sweet voice instead of her gritty voice, and she doesn't want to do it. Um, and then the guy, I think Teddy,
Mm-hmm.
keeps coming to her house saying, "You have to do it. You're gonna be breach of contract." she says, I don't care, but then she kind of like decides to do it, and she tries to have like some creative things on it, and then the album is released, and they kind of say like, okay, it's not like such a showstopper, but it's a solid first release for an artist. So it kind of like makes her name start getting out there, but as of yet, she hasn't met the 6. I think it's kind of setting up for it. Let me grab my book.
Is
Are they on
Teddy?
the same record label?
I was just gonna say, isn't Teddy with the 6?
Yeah, I think that must be the common link. It's the same guy.
Oh.
That's what it was. Yeah, sorry, I was just doing it from memory.
No, I didn't read that one, so I just kept thinking Teddy with the 6.
Let me skim it again. It's
And when did
orders.
Teddy Bear show up at my door? He was put in charge.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's kind of like
British-
it describes
British
like how
guy.
the album was received.
Really charming. Charming. And all the 6 are like, he's ugly.
Yeah, that
Nice.
last bit was pretty much that. She just recorded it and then she did. So I wonder if Billy will get so bad with the drugs that maybe they're gonna have to find someone to be like lead for the 6. And that's where Daisy comes in. I feel like it can't
Mm.
be Daisy and Billy together because they seem like there can only be one lead, you know? Like there's only one like name in a band that people remember from back then, like Mick Jagger or Jim Morrison. The other names, like they're not as readily remembered. So I feel like there can't be 2 people in the lead, but it could be a possibility.
Hmm. Maybe that is how she gets in to the 6 while he's in rehab, if he goes back to rehab for like a long period of time.
And they already have credibility, so that means they can take like some creative risk, and that seems to be what she wants to do. She doesn't want to sing like how anyone else is telling her to sing. Plus she was working on the songwriting because the guy Ted, I think he put her on blast. Like, you say you want to sing your songs, but none of your songs is like fully polished and finished. So she kind of has like a lot of little bits and pieces of different songs. So she starts working on it more in earnest.
I wonder if she'll continue to do the pattern of like Stacy's point of view and then the 6 and then Daisy and then the 6.
That would be very interesting when it intersects. That would add like a different layer to it.
Yeah.
Or if it does intersect, I'm assuming it will. So I think that would be cool.
I'm also wondering the music at the end, it provides the lyrics. And I know that they have those songs for the series, or at least I was able to find one
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram. The Regret Me
I think
song. Like, how did they come up with that?
the audiobook has a PDF of the lyrics.
Hmm. Like, did Taylor, like the author, write them? Like she wrote the book and then wrote music? I don't know. That's wild.
Oh, that's curious.
Yeah, that's like you went an extra step. That
Or
you're
is it just, or did they write that after it got
Mm.
bought to be produced and then they added it? But I don't know. I mean, but the book, like they mentioned the lyrics, so I don't know. We should research that.
Yeah. Because when I was putting the song on the Instagram story, I got even more confused because I'm like, wait, Daisy exists? Like she's real? But we'll see.
It does seem to blur the line a lot. Like I could imagine it being real based on how it's written, and since it
Mhm.
has the names and the colon, it seems like they're really saying it, you know. It makes
Yeah.
it seem more realistic than if we were just reading it in regular paragraph form.
I think it's unique, and it's unique in that way, and I'm wondering if that's why a lot of people, or that's why it became very popular, because it's not like your common book.
I feel like since when we're reading it, we could almost imagine the characters are talking to us, especially
Mhm.
with the format and just how people are talking in and out. It almost seems like it breaks the fourth dimension, I think, and that's why it feels so different to me. So I could imagine like being in the room listening almost.
Yeah. Which is interesting too, because I think sometimes I look for the dialogue in books when I don't want to read the in between. When I get so like excited to see what they're gonna say, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So I end up just reading the quotations. So I guess this is kind of doing that without saying like, oh, they did this. Maybe here and there they say a few like, and then I said that, but they're mostly just talking.
They have one of the songs on Spotify, the Regret Me.
Yeah, I think it's because of the show.
That makes sense. You see the cast in the picture.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we have a radio with different old songs or new songs, actually. Oh.
Quotations. Oh my God. I get the freaking news on my phone, and it just said LeBron James just passed. And I was like, but they keep
What?
saying, I know, it's because it just like shows you a tiny little bit, and it just
Oh,
says,
and it cut off.
yeah, that he just became like the NBA. He just passed someone else as like in the like
Record.
list of greatest or whatever.
I got the same notification.
Right? It just says he passed. And I was like, oh, what? He just passed. Kareem, blah, 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 to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. They need to
Uh,
get better at that. I'm just
I
like,
was like, not LeBron James.
yeah, I'm just like, he died? Jeez, spreading rumors. Let's see, Daisy Johnson is it. I'm excited. They better not let me down, because I really hope the ending is good. Or the book in general.
I'm not sure like if I like it or not. I'm intrigued, but
I like
I think-
how different it is, and I like the 70s setting. Right, it's the 70s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like the book is setting up for them to meet each other, of course, because of the title, but it's also going to be like some conflict. Like maybe things will be good for a moment, and then people start disagreeing. Maybe the band will break up, and then it's going to be like the pieces that were left, maybe at the end. So I don't know if it'll be a clean ending.
it's just like a little bit depressing, but not too depressing. But all her books are kind of a little depressing.
That's true. There's the theme of like the not present parent, like with Billy
The
and how
trauma.
he's dad at the wedding, and even though Daisy's parents are physically there, you know, they're not really paying attention to her.
Yeah. That to me, like, not that I want to root for the person who's really going through it, but instantly I was like, gosh, pobrecita, like, oh. And just the fact that she's still like, I don't know, even though she was going through all that, and even though she's going through clubs and drinking and all that stuff, like, yeah, I felt bad, but she still has such a strong character where she's like, I can see that these men just want me for my looks, or they want me for, a certain thing, and they don't really care about me. But I'm gonna write my own stuff, so then I could, like they never credited her. And she's like, no, I'm taking the role from now on. and taking control. That's kind of cool.
I like that and the part where she realized like she can't like live with a friend forever, you know. I thought that part was kind of cool. It kind of does show like how she was a little naive at the beginning and then now she had to like quickly mature because of like the surroundings she was in. Also, I don't even know what some of the drugs they're mentioning are.
Which ones?
I don't remember. I think it was one that started with a Q.
It's like, I got you.
You know them, Katie?
No, I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't even remember the
I
name.
think the Quay Lane or something.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
was
not
the
totally
one.
sure what that is.
I think it's kind of cool that we're getting to see that part. Like we hear about it, the
Mhm.
rock and roll, the being
Mhm.
famous and doing all those drugs, but I feel like you can really imagine them just like under the influence and you're just like, oh shoot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they describe it. It's like an ibuprofen or something.
I need some of all that right now.
Oh,
Katie, you said you pulled your back. I just tried to get up to go to the restroom. Like my lower back gave out.
No,
stop.
this is gonna become the geriatric book club.
Oh,
But I have a sock that has rice in it. So I've been heating that up.
The doctors I work with do
Mhm.
that for their pregnant ladies. They have this group that it's called like centering, where they have all these pregnant ladies and they are around the same like gestational age.
Mhm.
And when they're getting closer to getting like certain little discomforts, they make that sock with rice.
Oh yeah.
Kind of cool.
I don't
Kinda
have a
cool
mic.
that you do that.
I got it from I was substituting at a school during Christmas
Mm.
and everyone got one.
Oh, how cool. I should try
But how do you heat it up?
I just put it in the microwave.
it.
What if I don't have a mic?
Burn it.
What? You don't
I'm
have a microwave?
I don't. I have an air
You're one
fryer.
of those people?
Air
No,
fry it.
I don't have anywhere to put it.
The floor.
I think then maybe
know.
a heating pad. You'll have
Yeah,
You'll
I
just have to get the fancy stuff.
I know someone
I
who's
might
like
have.
against. She's like against microwave because
I'm
she's
not
afraid of the
Love
the
microwave.
waves. Or,
I've heard of that, Julie. I've heard of like one or two people saying that. They're like, I'm not risking.
yeah,
I'm just
Okay,
like,
well,
and
I'm
I
not
think she
against.
just grew up without one, and then her husband almost cracked because they have like 2 kids, and he's like, "I'm gonna buy a microwave," and she's like, "Oh my god, no!"
I did it.
Because I don't think you can like bake it, and if you boil it, it'd be like too hot.
Yeah,
I was like, what if I put it in the air fryer? It'll just get crispy.
it'll just burn.
I have one.
So
You'll have
my God.
fried rice.
go to your neighbors and
They're not
Mm.
nice.
Oh,
maybe when you move, maybe when
Yeah.
you get married, you'll move out.
I have a rice bag that I got from TJ Maxx and I put it in the microwave, but it was another day that I was really tired. And it says like don't put it in for more than a minute at a time or 30 seconds or something. So I put it for a minute and it caught on fire in the microwave. But so I threw it away and I just also got a new heating pad because I had one that was like a little shoulder one and neck. It had a little button so you can tie it around your neck and it would stay in place and it had like a little collar for your neck. But I gave that one to Rico's mom because she came over one day and she was just like super stiff because she had a really bad prick in her neck. And I like gave it to her, but it was kind of like a give slash borrow. I didn't know if she was really gonna give it back or not. But I asked Rico like, "Oh, is your mom still using it?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think she really liked it." So then I was like, "Okay, I have to buy another one." And it just came last Friday, and I was like, "Yay!" My feet get really cold, and I can't sleep at night, so it's been really helpful for the winter.
I also have a heating pad, but the sock gets so much hotter than the heating pad.
wow.
like probably not a healthy limit, but
I was gonna say, I don't know if that sounds good or not.
no.
Maybe
It
it's
feels
not.
good. It feels good.
Can't move.
So the next section.
What's Darlene doing today?
I have no idea.
I tried asking her and she ghosted me.
She is actually working. Oh,
We're
I
we're gonna meet up this weekend, I think, since I didn't get to go to the other thing. We're gonna go eat somewhere in Morgan Hill and maybe go wine tasting up there too.
oh cool.
I'm excited.
Give her a hug for the rest of us.
I will.
Oh, yeah,
I
your
was telling
pics
her,
looked really fun at the winery.
I had a sweet 16 in my family from one of my cousins that I actually like, so that was like fun to watch. So I was like, oh no, I can't get it.
Sweet 16.
And my
No
cousin's stepdaughter.
kinks there?
Well, it was like a hybrid, but they're more like American made, so yeah, it was good. But I went to an after party with my cousins and I ended up getting home like at 3. And I usually feel it 2 days later. I'm like, oh my gosh, how was I even awake? But I hadn't seen my cousins the ones I actually like, I hadn't seen them in a long time, so it was good to see them.
So the next section is Bonky.
Hey, Paola.
Sorry,
Oh, hi.
I missed the entire thing. Do we give it a thumbs up?
You
Yeah.
can
I'm
give
undecided. We're intrigued.
I love it, but I love all of like music and movies and all that. So this is my like total interest.
You know what I recommend for anyone who maybe isn't loving it is do the audiobook. The audiobook is really good. It's like everyone has a different actor voicing them. It's actually like really well done and it's really engaging. So I recommend that if for some reason you're not feeling it or if you just want to like switch it to the audiobook, this is one where like the audiobook is kind of worth it.
Yeah, I'm doing the audiobook.
You still don't like it?
Well, I don't dislike it, but it's so early. I'm
It's
just
still like
like, I
simmering.
mean, it's totally
still
different than
really
any
early.
other book. So I like that and I'm intrigued, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
It-
like, I don't know. I'm still undecided.
Yeah, they have yet to all meet each other, so I think it'll get even more dramatic when Daisy meets the six. But
Yeah,
it
and
was kind of
then
interesting to hear like all like because I'm in LA and I don't really go to the Sunset Strip like that much, but all of those bars that they talk about are now like some of them still exist, but like they're not like they're like a lot of like little rock bands will play there sometimes, but they're not like, you know, like the end all be all kind of places like they were in the 70s and the 60s. So it's kind of interesting. And they're like talking about like how the Beverly Center isn't built yet and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to like know the landmarks and stuff, but it's all different now.
Yeah, I was telling everyone my brother was in a metal band and they played at Whiskey
A go-go.
Go. Yeah.
I still haven't even been to those places. Like I should probably go before they get torn down.
I wonder if they got popular because of this book.
There's still like people still go. It's just not like in the 70s it was literally like if you were a band and you wanted to like be something like Elton John would play and like people would get discovered and stuff, but now it's more like a venue that some bands will play at.
The little like bands that aren't known. The local bands.
I feel just like rock is not as like popular now like it used to be in the 70s, so it's like it's like you're playing to a niche audience now, whereas before it was like that was music, was like rock bands. Now it'd be like most of music is like rap and R&B is like the most popular, probably.
Mhm.
So
What about
Unless
this
you're Coldplay.
hotel? What about this Hyatt house?
the Chateau
What-
Marmont.
No, the other one, the Hyatt house or something.
Yeah, that one I don't recognize, but I should look it up. Maybe it's something that still exists.
Chateau Marmont's a super fancy one, right? Where Anna Delvey
Yeah. I've
posted
never
up.
actually been in there. Like I tried to walk up once and they were like, you need a reservation. So I didn't get in. Like you need a reservation to like go in the lobby.
Oh my god.
You
How
can
did
do
you
it.
get
It's just you
there?
have to, I think you have to like plan it. It's just we just walked up.
Should
like,
we
you
go to
can-
the
you can eat in
spa?
the
How much do you think
restaurant.
it is?
Probably overpriced. No matter what, probably overpriced.
Okay, tell Vihan to book it for us. He can get us a rest.
Were
Yeah.
Daisy and the six staying at the same hotel for a bit? I feel like I read that, but I can't remember.
Yeah, the one that Julie was referencing, the Hyatt. I don't know. It probably wasn't the Hyatt, but that
I think
other
it
hotel
said
where
something Hyatt something.
the one where the front desk guy keeps
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah. Because he said, oh, the six came by the first time around. I didn't know them.
Hmm.
They weren't known. And then
Mhm.
later he met Billy and someone else.
Hmm.
I
But-
wonder if they'll be there or if the guy Teddy will introduce them.
I think so, probably. I mean, if they're in the same.
And they're on the same label.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh, it's Continental Hyatt House.
Yeah, I should look it up. I don't recognize it. I'm sure it's like either something really famous or like something they made up for the book.
I included the lyrics as like counting for reading. Should I do that? Yeah, right? Or-
Yeah.
Like
don't
at the
think-
end.
Yeah.
Okay, it's called the Andaz West Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I've been there. It's a really big hotel. It's like right in the middle.
like a big square or rectangle.
Yeah, I guess it used to be something else. But yeah, it's a nice little hotel. My uncles stayed there when they visited me. That's good. Now I know. Now I can think of where it is in my head.
There's this section where I need to split it. But in my book, there's just a big gap where you can tell there's a split.
Is it the 3-hour chapter?
I think it might be.
Aurora?
But then let's see. Maybe it is. Because it's pretty long. Yes, it is. Because there's that one and then there's Aurora World Tour. But no, it's just so
I guess we just need to know like what you
line.
did last time where you told us like the phrase or the title of it or something for us to know.
Yeah. So I guess the last page you should read or listen to. I'll type it in. But it's Daisy. I knew I was going to be huge. I really think even then I knew. That's it.
Mm.
Ooh.
Seems like she always knew that though. She seems pretty confident.
Yeah, that's the word, confidence. She's so bold and
She's almost hard to relate to right now because she's just like so great at everything. And the woman that reads her has this like gravelly, really cool voice. And you're just like, oh, you seem
Mm.
mysterious.
I was gonna start listening to it, and then I started reading it. But right before it starts, it says it's read by who knows what, and then there's a full cast, and I was like, "What?
Mhm.
I've never heard that in an audiobook." It's
Yeah,
kinda-
there's like so many different voices.
That's cool. Maybe I'll listen part of it.
Maybe that's why it was so expensive because I got the Kindle and it's like, oh, for $14.99, add the whatever, the Audible.
That's probably why they upcharge it because of all the voices.
They gotta-
Bastard.
They gotta pay them too. Not just
Yeah,
one person. to know the
Paula.
money.
We were wondering about how she has the lyrics to the Aurora album or whatever, which is attached in Audible. There's like a PDF attachment. So we're
Oh, there
wondering if
is?
the author, yeah, I think I saw a PDF attachment, like when you look at the chapter list.
Oh,
So we were wondering if the author like actually wrote all these songs or
I think she
Or if it
did
was-
because it's a fictional band, so she
Right?
must have written them.
That's insane to me.
And for this TV series that they're doing, they are literally creating an album. They already released a single.
Yeah, the regret me, right?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
they're like having a bunch of bands like help create a bunch of songs, like to put out a full album for a fake band.
That's a lot of work.
That's what Amazon money gets you. It reminds me of I don't know if you guys ever saw Almost Famous.
Is it a show?
It's a movie.
Mhm.
And in the movie it's like kind of based on the director's early life where he interned at this rock magazine and he shadowed this band. So they have an actual like band in the movie and they do a bunch of songs which were written by like an actual musician and they sound real, but they're for the movie. Like kind of like did you guys see Star is Born with Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they also like had all those songs that they created that all sound really real, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool when they do that because it's not easy to make a song sound real that's in a movie, you know.
Wow, maybe I'll watch this.
Is Kate Hudson in that movie?
Yeah, Almost Famous. Yep, that was like her
Mhm.
big break.
Okay. I've seen like it on Netflix and I've heard about it, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, it's like I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's kind of like if it's kind of a similar vibe to this book, I guess, like similar time period at least. So
Zoe Deschanel's in it too.
Ooh, I love her.
it's probably like one of her first.
Mm-hmm. But she's like she's not one of the first like actors mentioned.
She's
But I
probably one
think
of the groupies because Kate Hudson's like the main groupie, and then there's a few other groupies too.
That's cool. Who's this guy? That's so familiar.
I'm putting library requests for the audiobook out on my library, so later on I can listen to it.
I think it's pretty good.
Wow, Gone Girl. Somehow. I don't know.
Hmm. Now I'm curious if
Oh, The Longest Ride. I don't know. I recognize this one actor and I was like, I don't know who you are, but your face looks familiar. Maybe I'll watch it.
Oh, Paula, what other Taylor Jenkins Reid books have you read? 'Cause we
I
were
have
talking about
never
how-
read any of her books actually.
Oh, not Evelyn Hugo either.
No, because I think you guys read that before I was in the club, so I haven't read any. I've heard of them, but I haven't. This is my first one.
I don't think we read it for the club. I think just a bunch of us.
Oh, we
read.
didn't. You
And I
didn't?
read
Oh.
I read Malibu Rising. So yeah, I'm just curious because someone said the characters kind of intertwine a little.
Hmm.
Crystal wanted to do like the Sisterhood of Traveling book. She gave it to me and I kind of lost it for a bit. We were reading like books in book club and that was the side book and I lost it and then I gave it to Dailene and I think
who
that's
still
where,
has it.
yeah, she still has the book. Like I finished it and then I just had it in my shelf and I was waiting for Dailene to come home one day and I'll be like, oh, I'll give it to you. And then when I had the chance to give it to her, I couldn't find it. So it took longer and yeah. Eventually Corina read it, I think. And then Julie. And then we all
'Cause
kind of
she got tired of waiting.
Yeah.
Is
I
it,
just
do you
read
all
it.
like
I
it?
just used the library app though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
really
a-
like. I really liked it.
that one was
Thank you.
good. I sent a TikTok to Crystal saying that Taylor Swift in the future is probably gonna be Evelyn, where she's just gonna go through all her like lovers and give us all the tea, and that'd be so cool.
Yeah, but I did not really like Malibu Rising.
I haven't read anything else.
Don't tell me that. I just got it.
Oh.
Most people like it. Most people like it.
It's good, but I can see how people wouldn't like it. I just feel like the tone is so different.
Mm.
And I
feel
feel like
like
the
more
things that
serious?
happen compared to like Evelyn Hugo, it's not as good, if that makes sense.
There's another one that I have on my to read list. What is it called? Like One True Love or something like that.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. And then I keep seeing Carrie Soto is back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in that one because we haven't read a sports one, or I haven't read a lot about like a lot of novels with women in sports. It seems different.
Is she
Well,
kind of like
technically,
Colleen
the Midnight
Hoover?
Library, she was a swimmer in one of her lives.
Oh yeah, that's true. Does she write a lot of books? Like, is she prolific, kind of like Colleen Hoover is, like with all of her?
I don't
Or
think she
ju-
has quite as many, but I think she's starting to get like pretty famous too.
Pretty,
Let me see.
yeah. I think
Mhm.
she's been
I think
writing
she's coming up.
longer.
I think it's like 7-ish. I'll look it up.
Pretty good amount. Probably like one a year, one every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike
Yeah.
Colleen Hoover, who's like one every
Whips them
6
out.
months.
Every
Yeah,
month.
whips them out hella quick.
So in this
think-
book, it says she has obviously Daisy Jones, The Seven Husbands, One True Loves, Maybe in Another Life.
That's another one I keep suggesting, and you guys don't.
Oh, I remember
for
that
it.
you have suggested
Maybe in
it.
Another Life, After I Do, and Forever Interrupted. So I think she's added a few more after this. This was in 2019, this book, Daisy Jones.
I agree. And I was gonna say, I feel like, although I really like both authors, like some of the books that Taylor has written, they seem to be a lot more research intensive too. And I wonder if that slows her down. Like maybe she would write more, versus like Colleen Hoover kind of does like those crazy plot twists and layered romances, you know?
I just will never forget. I think it was an Instagram that one of you guys shared where she like looked like she was about to pass out and she was like signing books. She looked like
She just has
she
really
hadn't
dark
slept
circles.
and- yeah.
She doesn't sleep.
Have you guys seen Taylor Jenkins? I think she's so cute.
She is
She is. I see
pretty.
her picture on the
That
back.
picture on the book.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at her.
She kind of
Cute.
looks like Evelyn Hugo, but brunette.
Mm.
That's kind of how I
Ooh.
envisioned her, like kind of looking like Marilyn,
I can see that.
right?
They're making the Evelyn Hugo one a production, right?
I
I
believe
thought they were
so.
looking for. They're like, we gotta make sure she's a Latina. What Latina are we gonna get? I had seen some stuff. I don't know if it's
Taylor. No, I'm just kidding.
what was it?
Julie said J-Lo.
Oh no!
Is that other one that kind of Salma Hayek? Is she Latina?
I think
Yeah,
somebody had
it
mentioned
is.
that. I think
Salma
somebody
But I
Hayek
think her
Is it?
accent's a little too strong.
That's true.
I don't think she because Evelyn Hugo was white passing because she was like when she dyed her hair blonde. So it's almost like that actress that played Marilyn
Ana
in
de
the
Armas.
Netflix series. Like she was Latina, but she didn't look Latina when with the
What about
blonde.
the Queen's Gambit lady, Taylor something. Joy?
Oh, Anya?
Anya Taylor
Yeah,
Joy.
she's Argentinian. That's why she looks white.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think is Evelyn Hugo Puerto Rican?
I don't remember.
Why do I
I
feel
don't
Cuban?
remember. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like something where it was like
What about Aubrey Plaza?
I kind of would like that. I like her. She's a really good actress.
She's sort of
Cuban
white
American.
passing-ish, kind of.
I googled it.
And she's Puerto Rican.
That's true.
There was someone they had mentioned. I think the person who did the Maryland one.
Ana de
They
Armas.
had
Latina too, right?
mentioned it, but because they were like, well, she already did this one. Let's not bring her into this one as well. Like they didn't want to just like, I don't know, continue the role or something. Or like be like, well, she's Maryland and now she's her. I don't know. But
Maybe
there
they
was
didn't
it
want
was
her-
like one or two videos I saw.
Yeah, like they didn't want to. I don't know what the word is. But they don't want to make her get stuck in like a certain type of role, like so they're not
Yeah.
having-
Typecast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, she's nominated for an Oscar, so she'll have lots of options.
For the
For
the
Blonde, which
really?
is my least favorite movie of last
I
year's.
like it.
I like hated it.
I didn't even see it.
I
It's-
almost fell asleep. Well, I think I fell asleep.
It's terrible.
It was so long. too.
She was good though, but it was an awful movie.
Yeah.
But she's basically just crying and in pain the entire movie. And getting abused
Jesus.
like for 3 hours. It's really long.
Yeah. It was
Do not recommend it. Not on my list of recommendations.
yeah, no, I
But she's a good actress. I like her.
I can't find that video saying the relationship between all of them. I'll have to
Does
look.
she age in the book? Like she goes from young to old?
Yes. Yes.
She does because she's retelling the story
Mm-hmm.
like of her past. She's like, I've never shared this with anybody, and she shares it with one person.
Mm-hmm. And then you go through
What
the
if what if
Uh-huh.
what if it was like The Notebook and they cast like an old person and then a young person?
I don't think that old. She's not that
Not
old.
that old.
Like she'd still be looking good.
they still say she's looking good. Yeah, they do. I
Yeah.
think I remember that.
It's like, oh, she hasn't aged one bit. Like she still has beautiful skin, like, and she's living like in this luxurious like apartment, right? Or something like that.
I'm trying to think who in real life is like her. Like
Elizabeth
old.
Taylor had like 8 husbands.
I meant like old, but still looks really good, and you're just like, that is not you. But
J-Lo.
I think you're correct, and that. I wonder if that was the inspiration.
J-Lo
Like
has a
that
great
kind of
surgeon.
What? Jayla? What?
I
Has a
said
great
J-Lo
sur-
has a great surgeon.
She also says she doesn't have caffeine, alcohol, or what's the other thing?
Smoke
Bull-
cigarettes.
Probably takes like
Yeah.
shit drugs.
Yeah, just cocaine for her. How do you not have caffeine? Like, it's not worth it to be that beautiful and not have caffeine.
I haven't been able to have it lately because of like a health reason, and it's pretty upsetting for sure. I miss caffeine right now.
I didn't think it affected me, and the days I don't have it, I'm like miserable.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm just like, what's wrong with me? And I was like, oh, that's right, I didn't get caffeine today.
I didn't drink my coffee till 5 p.m. and I swear I didn't feel like I had life in me until 5 p.m.
Oh man.
Yeah, J-Lo has really good genetics and she obviously takes care of herself, but she also has a really good surgeon.
But she's not that great of an actress.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be though.
No,
she's
she doesn't.
fine.
She's all love.
Beautiful and successful, and she makes lots of money, and she has lots of husbands.
Okay, but how cute is this bunny?
I think for Evelyn, she wouldn't do that.
I was looking for the video and I came across that bunny. I'm sorry, that's so cute. Ay, no lo encuentro. I'll show it to you guys when I find it.
Send it in the group when you find it.
Yeah, I'll send this to the group. But it I don't think it was giving a spoiler, so it was just saying everyone in her books is somehow connected. And there was like a whole web of like this one goes here and this one goes here. And I was like, well, I haven't read any of those except one book, so I don't know. But
It's probably it's an extra kind of incentive to make you read the other books because you want to know how they're connected.
yeah. I
It's a
think
Taylor
so.
Jenkins cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I know Carrie Soto is in Malibu Rising. For her Carrie Soto is back book.
Mm.
Is it like little mentions or is it like it's like someone they're on the TV or something like that?
No, she was like not a main character, but kind of more significant.
Hmm.
But now I'm like, was Evelyn in that one? Like, I can't remember.
Mm.
Was
how-
Daisy Jones in it? Or someone listening to a Daisy Jones record?
Wait, where are we
I-
reading? Judy?
I'll have to post
Wednesday?
it because the last line. So do you have the book,
I have the
physical book?
Kindle.
Go to page 172
Let me see.
and let me know what that is. Let me see if it's accurate. It might not be the same. Probably not.
172.
Mm-hmm.
It
Do you have the
says, "Knew it was going to be huge. I really think even then I knew.
What was the last line?
I knew
knew
it was going to be huge. I really think even then I knew.
Yeah, that's the end. Page 172 is the last page you should be reading.
Oh,
170. The Kindle version?
172.
Hold on. I have to like scroll through my pages. Okay, say that again.
I knew it was gonna be huge.
I really think even then I knew. Okay, so 172. Okay.
Oh, so we all have the same page. That's cool. And then I'll just post it on the thingy for the audio people. And we're meeting on Wednesday, not Tuesday.
got it. I just found a website where it has like different people who would be good at playing. Or actually a cast, I guess.
Yes. Oh, 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 oh.
Put it in my notes. Okay, well I have to go, Mimi's.
Yeah, me too. I got a gym and beat people at the
Are we meeting next Monday or next Wednesday?
Wednesday, the 15th.
15th.
New Galentine's Day.
Hey.
Yes. Bring your Valentine's cards. Just kidding.
Oh god, I have to get some for daycare and bring muffins.
Oh, fun. Well, I'll see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and rest of the week, and a happy Valentine's Day.
You too.
Happy Valentine's.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.